Every week, my friend Nick Sperdute and I do comedy on another world, and then we review it for your benefit. And this last week, we went to the planet Krypton, which is the home world of the Superman, who I'm not super familiar with, but he's like a caped crime fighter in New York or something. But anyway, the way the Superman works is because he's from a red star world. His sun is red. When he's on our planet with our yellow sun, he has all sorts of crazy superpowers. Well, it turns out that Nick, if you and I go to Krypton, we get the same thing because they got a red sun.
Don't I know it?
Yeah. About that.
You're just mad. Because I got to be me. For just a few minutes, I got to be me, and you couldn't handle it, Heaton. Always trying to lead the show, always trying to be the one in charge, and then finally I found it. I got to that one place where I could use the power that I always knew I had.
Okay, if that is the real you, then you are horrifying. You became like a global supervillain in the span of 48 hours. It was terrifying. Like on the way there, you and I were like, the biggest concern I had about you 72 hours prior to that was that I thought you were cheating at Uno on the flight over, right? And then like cut to later, you've destroyed the world's banking system. You've thrown all of the gold into the ocean, and you held all of the world's leaders hostage before deciding that they were corrupt or something. And then just like, I mean, really, you really went overboard, buddy.
Here's what I'll say. First, I was cheating at Uno. Second,
knew it.
I did what I had to do, okay? Yes, I destroyed the entire world's gold.
Yes.
Gold, what would you call it? Reserve.
Yeah.
The gold reserve.
You destroyed the world's gold reserve supply, yeah. And all of their world leaders. Don't leave that out. You destroyed all of the world leaders.
I was doing my best to fix their economic situation, which I think, if anyone should appreciate it, it would be you, Mr. Economics.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I am in favor of fixing economies. I enjoy economics, as you know, Nick. However,
I do.
In your case, you fixed it, and this is a direct quote, through sheer will and strength and godlike powers to make the world as it should be, end quote. You said that a lot.
So I wasn't the most egalitarian person on the planet.
No.
I admit.
It was a spectacle to behold from beginning to end. Nick, did we find that out because you sneezed or something?
Well, I sneezed and accidentally took down a post office, but it was one of those accidental beams of some sort of laser.
Yeah, it was a laser sneeze. They even had a word for that.
Yeah, laser sneeze, and I quickly took out the local post office.
And I gotta say, at that point, I was fine with that, because you know how I feel about post offices. So
Same.
I thought it was funny. It did not bother me in the slightest, but I didn't think it was going to keep escalating. Like in my case, I basically indulged in benign hobbies while I had godlike superpowers. So, like, what did I do? I got really into ping pong. I have the ability to fly. I have super strength. I got really good at ping pong. I could knock a ping pong ball through a wall. And I got, to my credit, I was briefly a gold medalist and silver medalist in ping pong on the planet Krypton because I was so fast I could play myself, and I beat myself and won. But
that was until the Olympics committee decided to take that away because you were not, in fact, a Kryptonian.
Right. And then you destroyed all of them, but
yes.
Throwing them into the ocean. And like just to paint the picture here, not like tossing them into the ocean, but throwing them into the ocean at such an incredible speed that they just blew apart like they'd hit cement from 50 stories. It was just ghastly. It was really horrific.
Yes, and it wasn't even the closest ocean.
No, it was...
it was a far ocean. It was the ocean farthest from where we were, specifically on the planet.
Yeah, but again, you got into like what you called, destroying corruption and weakness, again, through godlike superpowers, a phrase that you've frequently used on Krypton. I was like, well, I got laser vision. I guess I could get into LASIK surgery. So I, did a little bit of a side hustle. Started doing eye surgery for people. This seems like a good use of a superpower to me.
So while you used it for these minuscule tasks, I found some more dogmatic purpose and was able to create through my godlike superpowers, a planet in which people like you and me could actually thrive, survive, and make it the way we've always wanted to make it. Isn't that something? I mean, I just feel like I did a good job. And yes, of course, I'll never be able to go back.
Yes, because of the war crimes.
All of the war crimes.
Because you killed both all of the world leaders, most of the world's bankers, and their Olympic committee.
Oh, because I rankled a few members of society.
Yes, you violated, as you phrased it, meaningless social norms for weak-minded sheep people. I meanwhile...
so you're telling me you did read my manifesto, because you told me you didn't, but you're mentioning a lot of what it said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I read your blog while we were there. Overall, I don't think I caused nearly as much damage, but I did completely and utterly get rid of the optometry industry because I was so good at laser surgery or LASIK surgery. There's actually been this economic recession that I apparently caused by putting out of business all the optometrists and eyeglass salesmen and contacts people and I had no idea how much of an economy involved eyeballs.
Who really ruined the world? You or me? I mean, yeah, sure. There's less buildings in it. And there's a few less leaders because of me. But you hit him where it hurt. You hit him right in the middle class, you know? Shouldn't that be the thing that we're talking about here? Not my little adventure into some sort of overarching villainous sort of behavior. But no. Maybe we should look at the fact that you, Andrew Heaton, a champion of middle-class economics, destroying what could be, for many generations, any sort of wealth and prosperity.
Yeah. I don't feel good about that. And what actually really stings the most, Nick, is that you held the entire planet hostage. Like the entire planet you held hostage, and they did a poll. You are more popular on Krypton than I am. You're still more popular. People were like, you know what? He killed a lot of folks, but he got things done. He shook things up. He was that guy's about change. He's a reformer. That Heaton guy, what did he do? He just put a lot of people out of business. That's all Heaton did.
As long as you know you're as culpable as I am for what happened to Krypton.
You want to talk about how we managed to get out of there?
Yeah, well, I mean, you could talk about the fact that I was very clearly on my path to tear down everybody and everything.
Oh yeah, no, you were going to do the League, and I'm very glad that I stopped you there.
Because I was going to try to find all of the Wookiees who you hid.
Yes, I did hide them for good reason. You were going to give them blood transfusions from you to make them super Wookiees, so that we'd have flying Wookiees that could shoot lasers out of their eyes. Probably they could have handled it. Probably they would have come and joined me at my LASIK surgery center. But maybe they would have joined you as evil Olympic gods. So I was like, I don't want to take that risk. I'm just going to leave them in a secret glacier bunker.
I don't want to get into it. But yeah you ended up.
Well, I got you that
convincing me, because of how good I looked in a
so people, so like on our planet, the Superman is allergic to kryptonite, and it takes away his
name's Superman.
You
keep calling him the Superman.
I thought it was like a surname, but for some reason it had an article.
Mr. Superman?
Yeah, the Superman. So excuse me, Nick. The Superman, if he has kryptonite, the Superman is allergic to it and he can't fly anymore. And I was like, well, I wonder if that works on Krypton as well. And I was right. There's this thing called blue kryptonite, which takes away our abilities. And so I had a haberdasher kind of build it into the brim of this fedora hat. Because when you and I first got there, before you had your laser sneeze and blew up that post office, we were walking through a flea market and you saw that fedora hat and you were like, that hat reminds me of Kojak or some other detective. I don't remember which detective it reminded you of, but it definitely reminded you of a detective. Yeah. And you were like, oh, it's expensive. I don't want to get it. And I got you that hat, but I had that kryptonite in it, or that blue kryptonite in it. And if you put it on, no more superpowers. Like, I didn't even really trick you. I gave you the hat, and you, were genuinely thankful, and I got it to you as a friend or whatnot. But then I was like, by the way, I've lined the hat with blue kryptonite. If you wear the hat, you won't have any superpowers. And you were like, oh, man, but I look so good in this hat. So like there wasn't even any treachery there. It was just a deal of like if you want to wear the hat, you don't get to have superpowers.
I did lose what I had, which was an incredible ability and a whole planet at my fingertips, but I did it for the hat, and I appreciate it. And now I'll just live my boring life as an international fugitive, and just go from there, I guess, or universal fugitive, I guess.
Well, we all learned some valuable lessons, and overall, I guess it was a good trip. What are you gonna? How are you gonna review this? What ranking are you gonna give Krypton?
Well, I liked it for what I could do there, but I don't know that I am ever going to go back.
Certainly not. You would be arrested immediately.
Yeah, no, they would get me right away.
100%.
So for that, 6.
Yeah, I would give it a 5. Really? It was okay. Well, I liked it and everything. Ping pong, really good. Enjoyed that bit.
Well, maybe we should also mention the fact that the former ping pong champion of the world actually lost all of his confidence by losing to you and
hanged himself. I know.
Himself
it was very...
in his closet.
It was, again, the amount of trouble I caused. All right. Well, Nick, fun traveling with you as always. Glad to have you back without superpowers.
Yep, and cool to, like, be on the same, like, equal level of what we did was bad. That's cool as well.
Yeah, I don't want to keep relitigating this. So sure, yes, it is we both. Yes, fine, okay. That's the show. Thank you, John Champion, you Grand Admiral of Star Trek fandom, for coming on. Thanks, Taylor Standridge, for flushing the tribbles out of the MP3 files, and thank you, Nick Sperdute, for our ongoing intergalactic adventures. Until next time, tally-ho!